I mean, yeah, I agree. Dario,
Cool,
did you have a topic?
yeah, so I was cruising through the interwebs the other night, and I
Nice
Intrawebs?
Nice word.
interwebs, the worldwide internets, and I saw this article. It was about people. What's that thing called?
The streets.
They're trying
This is
to
your topic,
they're-
nigga.
that funding thing, crowdfunding. I forgot what it's called.
Yeah. So one of those websites where you can put in money for
Oh,
right? Crowdsourcing it.
Super funding with it, whatever. It's inter funding.
Oh my gosh, what
Internet
is this
funding.
called?
Yeah, it's always pissing me off. Anyways, basically- Kickstarter. There you go. They
Kickstarter.
started Kickstarter to basically have like the crowdsource kind of fund this project to do solar panel streets, which actually sounds really cool.
Kickoff countdown came out today. He said Kickstarter.
All right.
So it's actually really cool though.
Rude.
They're these hexagonal kind of panels you put on. You actually use to replace the streets. I know people were talking about like, oh, if it's just flat, it's gonna be kind of slippery. They're not flat. They got little grooves, so it kind of has the contour for the street for the tires to kind of grip basically, which is pretty cool. And what they actually do is attract the sunlight, hold it, and they can use it to light up the streets instead of having to paint the actual lines and everything.
Yeah.
Use LED lights, and then you can change it if you need to. Like say,
Rush hour going west is really bad in the morning and really bad going east at night. So you can have 4 lanes instead of 4 lanes each side. You could have 6 lanes one way and 2 lanes the other way, and then at nighttime switch it up to the other way around. That'd be nuts.
Swag.
so that's pretty cool. They can do that. Also, they actually power the city itself.
Yeah.
So your houses, everything will be powered by this, and it will create such an abundance because the sunlight is pretty damn powerful if you think about it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of light. And it can do all the street lights, everything. All the LED lights you see on the stop signs that are coming out nowadays, powers those. And it's cool because if you live somewhere where it's a lot of snow, like New York, they actually heat up to melt the snow, and it goes off to the sides into the little parts in the bottom of the street. Yeah. So
The parts at the bottom of the street.
the sewer maybe. And then
He was a rich baby. He never lived in the gutters. He never lived in the streets.
So so basically they'll do things like that. And it's got different color lights, so if you need to change for some reason
Like
one of
what
the
he was
lights,
saying.
If you need to change the pattern, you can change the pattern. If you need to change anything, they can just create anything on the streets, which is cool. And there's something else I was thinking about. Oh, no more potholes. Fuck them. So
That's right.
So instead of if one of the panels goes out, just lift it up, replace it with another one, and it's that easy. It's just done.
Just that easy.
Yeah, like I can go pick one up right now.
Well, so I mean, it does take work. Don't get me wrong, but what it
Money,
would
time,
what it would
work.
do is, since it's all electronic, is let people know on the receiving end that work there for the streets, like work for the streets, not like dealers or anything.
We working for the streets.
Dealers.
They'd probably get like some kind of a warning, like, oh, grid A is messed up. Come here and come fix it and
Come
stuff.
fix me.
So like that's pretty cool. All in all, I think that's really dope because it provides energy, as well as the idea you had.
That's
You
nuts.
just- So yeah, like it's really good because it has potentials for saving energy, as well as just
Creating jobs too.
creating jobs and just a smart function. Because we all know right now that traffic, especially in LA, like as soon as there's any type of construction, it's just like
Boom,
stop,
dead.
slow speed crawls and stuff like that. If they're just fixing that one lane, like you said, they can switch whatever they need to do to make the traffic go on
And
different
it can
lanes.
warn you about traffic coming up ahead.
It can warn you. So for a lot of reasons, it's really dope. And just in general, the future excites me. So I want a future topic later on for the future to.
Although
Alright.
it does create kind of a learning curve too, because if they change, like, say the colors, we'll say like,
Yeah.
oh, this is coming up. You gotta now look at the street like, oh, it's turning blue. I should probably start merging over.
We gotta take
Yeah.
a new driving test.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
like,
at
what color
first
is
it'll be
LED?
jarring, but 20 years later, it'll be
What?
jarring.
Okay.
At the same time, though, while I think it's a great idea, a lot of great ideas just won't work out for reasons. This reason, I think, would be because of money.
Yeah.
Like it's just it.
It's
I
really expensive.
You can play.
I have no idea how much it costs, but I'm just judging based on my
Yeah.
head. I'm pretty sure these electronic panels cost a lot more than
I
rocks.
think it'll happen over time, and I think the energy gain will create money.
And not even just money. You really can play devil's advocate with this one because in terms of money, that it's gonna take years to fund that because it's gonna be super expensive. We're talking about LED lights and solar power technology.
Literally a
It's gonna
shift
be
in general.
literally a shitload of money in general. Is that what,
He was saying a shift, but
A
yes.
shift.
oh, a shift. Oh, well, I fucked that one up. But it would be a shift and a shitload of money. But not only that, but then you have to talk about passing the laws to get it done.
Yeah.
So like every time that you have some kind of creation, something that's going to better your city or whatever, you all obviously you have to pass a law to make sure it gets done. Like the metro, the bullet train.
Yeah.
These are all great ideas, but we have to pass this law to get it done, and we have to find the funding, and it just never gets done. So it feels for me, I'm just tarnished on the idea that things never progress in a timely manner. It takes a heck of a long time. So that kind of makes me sad. Talking about creating jobs, I don't really think it's going to create too many jobs. I think it'll take away from the jobs because right now construction workers, what they're doing when they're paving streets and fixing streets, they have those jobs. It's going to take away from those jobs there because yes, it's still going to be construction, but you're going to have to be more smart. You're going to have to be highly educated and trained, and it's taken away from the jobs of those people that aren't.
You're right. People will lose jobs in this shift, but other people will gain jobs, and then that might push, just in general, the public to try harder for these better jobs and stuff. You don't know, like, at least some person might be so, like caught by this idea that they'll want to work towards it or whatever, very passionate about it. So it all depends, but it'll definitely be a total shift. It'll change jobs. It'll change literally the roads we drive on. So yeah, there's a lot of things that happen.
Well, there's a couple things about that. If you think about it, it could simply replace jobs, although you have to learn more about it.
It'll be harder to find these.
Yeah, but what are we talking
talented
about?
people.
We're talking about a learning curve.
Yeah.
There are people that are past the age of school. They can't go back to school. Or they can.
What
but
happens
it's
to
not,
the 45-year-old who's been working on streets his whole entire life?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, his job has to change.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like
he may have kids that he had to provide for, and they may have say you got to go to school to learn this new stuff, but he can't do it in the meantime to provide for his family.
There's pros and cons.
And the fact that they not only have, let's say like they're what Fran's saying, they really want to do it and inspires them to do better. That's great, but why would but it inspires them to do better, and then it's going to take 1,000 years to implement, or 100 years to implement,
maybe 20.
50 years to implement.
I'm telling you, I love this idea, but I think it's something that will never ever happen.
Yeah.
Here's my
roads have been the same since cars existed.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously they've made
changes.
They've made new signs, minor changes. This is a huge change.
Yeah.
Huge change. And then you got to think about if there's solar energy, that's money. Energy is money.
Yeah.
Who makes that money?
Potentially,
it could also
hopefully the
decrease
state.
our bills.
It could, and hopefully the state
Or
makes the money
increase.
to help speed up the process.
No, if they want to build those, it might decrease our bills 20, 25 years from after they start it.
It takes a while,
but it's probably going to increase our bills to start.
Yeah.
This is what
keep money.
I got to say this.
What?
I think it can happen.
Yeah.
I think it's really likely to happen. We say, oh, roads have been the same for plenty of years, or it's never really changed. But hey, change is good. Change is necessary. So yes, it can happen. I'm just kind of shocked on how the law is going to get passed for this, because every time when I voted for different things, and then I look at it, it's like, oh, it may lower your bills, but in actuality, it may increase your bills, and they're just giving you this trick wording to make you vote for something like that. So it just depends on the kind of movement we have to make sure it gets done right. If it can get done right within a good time, Fran's saying 20 years, hey, 20 years sounds good to me. 20, 25 years, that would be great. So let's do it. Let's make sure we look into that. If you guys haven't seen it, Darius will post a link in here, and he can take a look into it.
For all these topics, we'll have links kind of regarding the topic. One thing I do want to say is I've been watching a lot of like future like talks and like seminars or whatever recently that really excites me. So I didn't hear about this thing that he mentioned. However, computing power in general has been like growing at a faster rate. So I feel like we're not ready for this technology. We don't think about it, but there's people that are. And they're getting smarter and smarter, and so each year there's more leaps in technology. So that's why I would say, like, within 20 years I see this as viable, at least in some places, major cities by then. And I'm sure even beyond major cities, but not everywhere yet.
I think major cities would be the hardest places to put it in, though.
It would, but they'd have the most funding to do it in the first place.
I think a new city would be the easiest place to
right.
put into, so that's the first place you would see it if you see it at all. But like I said, like
you're like new city. No, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
No, but like what you were saying about it has to be done right. The money has to be, or like you can't raise my taxes on that. Your taxes are going to get raised.
Yeah,
they're going to get raised. Yeah. It's 100% guaranteed. If it's government ran, it's going to get raised.
And the smart words of Ron Swanson, the only thing bad is taxes. Is that what he said?
There are no such thing as bad words. The only bad word is taxes.
That's correct.
But like it's not going to get built unless someone can profit off of it. And if someone can profit off of it, it's going to cost us.
Like he said, it gains energy. Energy is money. The cities have the most to gain. They're going to charge some of us out of pocket to do it, and then they're going to gain more. That's just what it is.
And who gets charged the most? The people that don't make enough money.
That's true. So like,
so that's why we have to do these Kickstarter hedge funds or whatever we call them. These funds
so
to raise these monies.
We got to trim our lawn in order to make money.
We as the poor don't have to pay for it out of our taxes.
And it also goes to show you that we're actually getting more towards a technological future.
Yeah.
Like everything we do, electronic. That's why like one of the best fields to go into.
That was the sound you just heard was electronic.
This microphone technology, that's probably about 70, 80 years old.
Yeah.
Maybe more.
Maybe more.
I don't know. I'm not a technology major.
So you won't do well in the future.
No.
So basically, yeah, it's like that. Like a lot of things are people who are into computers, for like their major and things like that. They're the most, out there to get more prepared.
They're ready. They're ready
for the future. Whereas people who are still doing older things are less prepared, like the people who just still make streets.
One thing in general that I think is cool, that's still streets. So as you're saying that, I'm kind of veering off a little bit. I think it's pretty cool right now with how like, there's obviously apps all over your phone and stuff. There's literally children making stuff that like, I don't know, other people would never even think of to download onto your phone. So just in general, I think we are starting to prepare the youth for the future. However, I hope like schooling starts focusing more on like learning coding and script writing and stuff like that. Like that's the type of stuff that really needs to be known more so than big brick building and stuff like that. And big building, not more so, but just as important. Like this digital information is just as important as physical properties. And I think that's cool.
Schools just need to change in general.
They do.
Like schools is old.
The education I got is not the same as some of the education that other people got, and they do not prepare. For me, I don't think a lot of these colleges or high schools are going to prepare these kids for the real world.
Yeah. It's just different these days. Like
it's just
when our parents were growing up, it's like you didn't have to go to college, but if you did, it would get you somewhere.
Yeah.
But you can still get somewhere without going to college.
No, back then you could, but nowadays, even if you go to college, you're probably not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You're fucked.
Even if you
college degree, you ain't getting shit.
Oh, now you have to get a master's. Oh, okay, now I got my master's.
Now you gotta get a doctorate.
You probably get your doctorate. And you got a doctorate? Well, start school over again.
Shout out
get
Kanye.
a doctorate in something else. Like, it's just ridiculous, dude.
Then you get your masters.
It's
then
ridiculous.
You get your masters.
Like me, I have 10 college units I graduated high school 9 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm that old?
Yeah, pretty old, dude.
That's why we're talking like adults.
I'm struggling here and there, but I'm more than getting by. I have good family, good friends. I'm able to go out whenever I want, do whatever I want, buy things that I want. Not all the time, but if I have the ability to save for something I want to buy, and I have no college. I have friends that went to college and they have $20,000, $30,000 worth of debt, and they still get paid less than me in their job.
Yeah,
like it's just ridiculous what it is today.
Yep.
That's the way the world works sometimes.
I agree. I would like to thank everyone for tuning in today. This was the first of many episodes of this weekly podcast. You can find these on iTunes. We'll give you more info next week when we actually set this up for the first time. But every following week, once it's uploaded on iTunes, you can catch it here on YouTube if you're viewing the video. So I'd like to thank everyone for showing up. Once again, I am Fran, a.k.a. franalations.
I'm Ray, also known as Ray.
That's right.
Jay Meeks, I'm just a nigga with a pillow.
At Monkey Business, also the name is Darius.
And thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, peace. And
before we go,
don't forget to hashtag
Oh yeah,
Ooh,
I know a lot of you people are here
Man, I
because of
did
the
too,
shoes. Today on feet, Darius.
I got these new love ones.
Dang, that's not even
Talking
old.
about Wu-Tang Clan.
I had on the red Yeezys earlier, but
When did you switch?
I switched just to walk outside.
He can't wear the red Yeezys outside. I got on. Gotta stick with my SBs. Neon J Packs. I love them. Love them to death.
I got these 2004
Socks.
gray socks with the dirty gum sole bottoms.
Ooh.
Gangsta.
This is
Size
fire.
12. Size 12.
Ladies. All right, guys. Until next time.
See ya.
This has been
It's been fun.
This has been fun times.
We just talk like adults. Thank you for watching.